welcome to Living Magically. I'm your host, Magical Michelle, and it is a truly magical week. This is the week of April 21st, and it is that last week before we get to the new moon. We'll actually be seeing the big super new moon on Sunday. What does that all mean? First, I just want to say that there is this endings. We're still in a series of endings. As you'll note that the Pope passed away today, as I know you've all seen in the news. And no matter what you believe or what you feel, he was always a man of compassion and kindness and for the people. So we just want to see how this is actually symbolic of what is happening on a very big cosmic and full consciousness level. There is an end of an era. There is a lot of endings to get to beginnings, and this is going to be happening in every level of your life. You may not see what's happening behind the scenes in everyone's life, in every place. And the first thing I want to say is, as you note, everything is happening for a synchronicity. There's no coincidences. We are creating something that's never happened before, spiritually and collectively. There's a collective unification process that's happening. It's an undercurrent that may not be apparent because of the chaos. And that is exactly what's happening astrologically. So we've moved into Taurus season. My personal favorite, of course, me being a Taurus and me being an early Taurus, this is my birthday week. So of course I love the energy, but sometimes it's heavier than it is this week. It's actually going to be very restorative. Now, when we're in a dark moon, that means we're in reflection. What is it we're wanting to create? And especially because we're in this high growth season. This high growth season starts with the spring equinox and ends with the fall equinox. And this is that first big super new moon. It's the new moon where the moon is closest to the earth in the entire year. So it's also that really profound time where we are now out of the eclipses. So it's a new moon, which will be the only new moon in all of 2025 that has no retrograde planets or eclipses on it. So it's basically a clean slate. We've been activating a lot of energy, new starts with this Aries and all the 0 point Aries energy. But Taurus is a fixed sign, and it's all about actual making it happen. It's an earth sign, and it's very much a fixed earth. So Venus is now exalted in its sign that is ruled by Venus. So we're in Taurus season. All planets are full go. We're finally getting out of that shadow period of Mercury retrograde. We're finally moving forward in our lives. Now, all of that said, because of the different things that are going on, we might still feel tired. We might still feel like we need to rest. And what's interesting about Taurus season is that it is a rest season. So even though we're growing, it's still that thing where everything has sort of been planted, but we are just barely seeing the fruits of our labors. We're just seeing the beginnings of those seeds maybe popping up. We might be starting to see flowers, but in general, what we've planted is still underground. It's still in that beginning stages, and there's time still to plant new ideas. And this Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, when we come into this new moon, and it'll be 3:30 in the afternoon on Eastern Standard Time on the American, Eastern Time, 3:30. So the afternoon evening of Sunday, the 27th, and all full day on Monday, the 28th, and into the 29th. And so when we do that, that means that up until Sunday afternoon, we will still have that opportunity to release. Dark moon is about reviewing and releasing, letting go, maybe even going into the divination process. There's a lot of energy in Pisces, which means that we might be sleepy, we might be dreaming, and pay attention to those dreams. Pay attention to those synchronicities. Pay attention to those metaphors and signs that are coming through in your dreams and in your sleep, and be really aware of resting your body. Now, we might want to explore our body. We might want to do some dancing or connecting to the earth with our feet, or walking and just embodiment practices. We might choose this week to get very tactile. I mean, I've noticed that people want cozy covers and books and good food and good drinks, like a nice hot cup of tea and a cozy book. I know a lot of people spent this weekend that just happened reading and relaxing. Relaxing is a wonderful thing. It doesn't always have to be do, go, be. It's a lot more about being present and aware and gaining clarity. And I do think that's what this week is going to start bringing for us. Spend some time journaling, meditating, thinking, and even talking through what your manifestations are. This is the most potent portal for manifesting you're going to see all year. Clarity of what you're bringing in. And that might be reviewing this week what you're not bringing in anymore. Maybe there was a goal that you had that no longer serves you, no longer is worth it, no longer really goes to your core values, or maybe it's somebody else's goal. Maybe you were doing it for someone else, or maybe those reasons have just changed and shifted in the current world. So whatever your goals are, it's time to reevaluate them. You're going to see that this week coming up to Sunday is reevaluate, get really clear. And that's what this Aries season did for us. It gave us clarity. It gave us a new beginning because we saw so many endings. And this whole year is going to have endings. It's a 9 year. So closure, endings, and with the end of one thing is the new beginning of something else. And maybe you're going to do something, but you're just going to change how you're doing it. This is a time to reflect on that and shift things up a bit, or put something out that maybe you tried something and it didn't work quite right. So you're refining it and putting something into play in a different way, in a more clear way, or more concise, or more restful to you, or more aligned to you. So there's an alignment energy where we're getting into that clarity, we're getting into that truth, and we're getting into that knowing. And so we can activate that with our minds, with our vision, with our words and our actions. So with that, Sunday, Monday, put that into writing, speak it into being, do a candle, do some crystals, whatever you're working with. That Sunday night into Monday and Tuesday is going to be, there's like a 3-day window, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday, where you've got the crispest manifesting you will have for the entire year. And it does go through till May 4th. So you do have that opportunity to work with it through the whole beginning of the phase of new moon into the waxing moon. So it's going to grow with momentum over those days until May 4th. So it's really perfect timing to set intentions, get clear, visualize it, because when we visualize it as it is already done, we start vibrating in the somatic form of creating brain heart coherence. And when we're in coherence, we are the magnet. We attract what we decide in our mind is the frequency of what we're being, thinking, and experiencing. We will become that magnet. And it might even be this or better. One of my favorite ways of saying it is, I expect this or better. I'm in the energy of receiving, and I set the intention with my guides that if there's something even better for me, I'll take that too, or as well, or instead. And if you want to do that as a co-creation and you live in Orlando, Florida, or can get here, we're going to be hosting a new moon circle on the 28th, Monday night at 7 p.m. at the Center Street Retreat Center. And so we'll be doing Egyptian oils and sound healing with Patrick, and really setting that new moon into play, into being, one of the most potent of this season. And so that's something we're doing in person. We also have a new Facebook group that we're going to be working with, Prayers for Peace. And so if you're interested in finding out a little bit about that, it's a book by James Twyman, and it's just a book club, and it's something I'm going to be doing as just daily activations, daily reads from this book that's absolutely magical. And it is a Facebook group that it's a co-creation. I'm not going to just lead it. I'm expecting everybody to come into that Facebook group and read the book and share the prayers for peace, so we can co-create the new reality. And we're going to be starting that book on Sunday, just to go with this new moon and start anchoring in, because when more than one person gather together with prayers, with compassion, with their mind and heart in alignment, we create a regulation of coherence. We start creating a reality together. And that's what I'm inviting you to do. This is the week to let go of your fears, your worries, and concerns. Write them out, burn them, let them go. Right into being, and in your mind's eye, what your desire is. In fact, one of the ways that I say it is, thank you for sharing, big, beautiful brain. I know you're worried. I know you're concerned. But what we really want to happen is this. And we're just like you would talk to a small child, and as the adult, you might say, I understand that is coming in for you. You're not making your own mind right or wrong. You're giving it acknowledgement. You're loving it. And then you're going to redirect it to what I really want is this. And that can be on a bigger collective level, or it can be on a very specific personal level. Because trust me, I get frustrated too. I have bad days too. That doesn't mean that I don't look at what I am up against and go, okay, there is a reason to feel what I'm feeling. And there's no right or wrong. It gives me an opportunity to adjust my thought patterns. It gives me an opportunity to say, I don't want to feel this way, or I don't want to do it that way. What I really want is this. What I truly desire is this. And that gives the clarity of how I'm going to focus my thoughts, my words, my speech, my heart, my meditation, my journaling, my writing, and how I'm going to share my vision for my life, my vision for others, and my vision for planet Earth. So as we do that, we anchor it in. The more of us that are shifting the consciousness to love, becoming the leaders of love, becoming the peacemakers on our planet, and focusing on peace and prosperity and wholeness and wellness and sacredness. This is how we're going to change the world. And it often appears worse right before it gets better. So I take this moment in time as a encouragement that we are going to anchor in new earth. We are going to anchor in the frequency of love, compassion, peace, joy, and hope. And the way we do that is through our own body, through our frequency, through our mind, through our choice of what we're going to give our energy toward. And so if we take these daily practices of embodying our truth, embodying our hope, embodying our choice and our manifestations, then we will be the vibration of change. We truly can see the difference in our life, in our timeline, in our personal reality and experience. And if you just absolutely know that is difficult for you, reach out to me. I have about 2 or 3 private one-on-one slots available this summer. There is an opportunity to change your mind, because one of the things I know about theta healing and the work that I've been doing for the last 15 years straight is that I've seen miracles every day. I see miracles and shifts in the field, in people's mind, when we get to the bottom belief, when we get to where the fear is coming from, whether that's a past life, whether that's group consciousness, whether that's something that someone said to you when you were 5 years old. We can heal it, we can change it, and you can start moving forward without that fear. You can start moving forward without the loop, the negative brain loop. So please reach out to me. I do have some slots for private coaching. And if you're in Orlando, we're trying to do at least 2 in-person events every single month. We've got a compassion circle that's been doing amazing things at the Urban Ashram, and at the Center Street, we do the oil temples once a month. These are to create the frequency of embodiment. These are to create the joy and hope and compassion and community that we get from being together. I saw that Gloria Steinem had a bunch of women to her home and talked about how gathering together, whether that's in person or online, gathering together is how we're going to shift the frequency. And I'm really a believer of that. Years ago, I met James Twyman on a cruise, a spiritual cruise, and he's the one who wrote the Moses Code and the I am statement, where he found that the name of God is when we say, I am that I am. So remember, when you're speaking things into being, you want to make sure that when you say, I am this, you are putting something you want into that statement. So for example, instead of saying, I am afraid, I am concerned, I'm worried, you want to say, I am choosing to pray for peace. I am choosing to expect everything to work out. I am choosing to be in the flow of love. So if you're having a negative vibration, when you say I am, you will get that frequency to you. That will be drawn more towards you. But if you are saying, feeling, and expressing, hope and positivity that I am statement can create for you, can create with you. And as we create coherence on this planet, we want to all be co-creating the same thing, which is peace on this planet. And this new moon is the best time we will see for that. So this week, all of this week, getting ready for that potency of the new moon on Sunday. So letting go of the fear, letting go of old ways of being and anything that isn't working for you. It's transformation at its finest is I am no longer this. And we're always alchemizing. We're always changing. And I know a lot of people fear change, but I'm inviting you to embrace change, because if there is something, anything in your life that isn't working, you must become the next version of you. There is change required to manifest. You get to be the version of you that already has it, acting as if you already have it, speaking as if you already have it, speaking with the exceptional expectation, and more importantly, the gratitude for it before you see it be made manifest. Because the energy of gratitude, the energy of I'm so grateful and thankful this is in my life now, will bring everything to you. So my favorite gratitude practice is to think of one or two things that have changed, big things that have changed for me that have been created by my desire that maybe didn't happen in the past. So I'm so grateful and thankful I get to take people to Egypt. I am so grateful and thankful that I have these amazing Egyptian oil temples every month at Center Street. These were creations. I'm so grateful. And then you can add something in, which in this case, my gratitude is I'm so grateful and thankful for all the people that are going to go with me in 2025 to Egypt and Jordan on their trips, their dream trips. I'm so grateful that I get to facilitate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done. And that's how you add a manifestation into a gratitude statement. So you pick a couple things that you know have already happened, that you've created, and then you add the thing you are creating to it. So your body sees how much is already done. And then your mind, your reticular activating system, your frontal lobe is looking to create the gratitude as it is already done. And your brain is a beautiful, powerful thing. And it will find your soul's desire when you're in the frequency of gratitude, when you're in the frequency of allowing, when you're on the frequency of receiving. And that all comes from the place of peace and the place of gratitude and the place of love. So let's do this together in these days and nights that come between now and May 4th. Let's share in the community of we're so grateful and thankful that this world is a beautiful place and we get to live here and we get to share love with each other every day in every way. And so that's my message. One of the best weeks we're going to see in 2025 is this week and next week. So get excited. The last thing I will say is you might see some surprises out of nowhere. Uranus is in Taurus, and that's a big planet for surprises. So look for unexpected gifts, things that just come from out of nowhere, and or maybe something you've been working on for a very long time that comes to a wonderful manifestation, boom, without a lot of work or effort. It just, maybe everything you've been doing accumulates and it just happens quick as you possibly can. So that's also in the energy over these next couple weeks. So big, wonderful surprises, new moon in Taurus, and no planets in retrograde. So with all of that, get your mind really clear, stay focused on the prize, Keep your eye, your mind, and your words all on the prize, and live magically.